Hey everyone, this is Cameron back with the sales update video. This is for the month of September. Super behind, as you guys probably can see. And I've mentioned in another one of my videos, life's just been too busy the past couple months and haven't had time to sit down and do this. But hopefully things will ease up a little bit before Christmas gets here so I can get on track with the videos. Actually had a really good month in September. Got $3,500 in sales, which is pretty good for me. The goal is 3,000, so we beat that. Had a couple of really nice items sell, which was good to have a good month going into fourth quarter. So that was pretty awesome. If you look at some of the items here towards the top of my listings, you'll see a 229. It doesn't show what it was, but I'll show you in the video. A 190 and a 155, and then it goes into the less than 100. So having those three really kind of push the numbers up, but hopefully we can keep finding those going forward. So let's go ahead and jump right in. If you're anything in the background, that's my cat. She's playing around, so disregard the noise. The first thing was an HP ink. I paid $5 for this at Savers, either 4 or 5. Sold it for 29. Even older ink packs can be worth. This is obviously a Vivera one. It's a little bit of an older packaging. It definitely had wear. You can see the box is torn up here and kind of messed up towards the top. Yeah, this particular ink just sells pretty well, so $29 was pretty awesome there. Ink is a go-to if you're starting eBay, don't know what to buy, look up printer inks. Not everyone sells, but there's definitely money in printer ink, so it's worth taking a look at. Moving on, Gators jersey here. This was $21.99. Paid $4 or $5 for this at the Savers as well. Sold that for $22 right when college football started, so that was pretty cool. And then right after that, sold an Oregon Ducks. This one was the Michael James. Actually had a player's name on the back. Super cool jersey. Paid $7 for this one, but got 25 for it. So honestly, I don't want to pay much more than $7 for a jersey these days, unless it's something super special, especially for college ones. So I try to stay more at 5 or less. Because if I need to sell it for 20 at 5, if I've paid 5, I'm still pretty good. So don't get carried away with the jerseys because not all of them are worth a ton. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Had this listed because I usually sell the book 1 if it's a first edition. I'll sell that pretty well, usually for 30, well, maybe $35, depending on how good it is. I listed the second book, Chamber of Secrets, because I saw some of them selling, and this one sold for 20, but it sold to Australia, so they paid international shipping. So I didn't get good feedback or anything from it, but I haven't heard a return or anything either, so that was pretty cool. Tamagotchi, sold a couple of these. This one I think I had $5 or $6 in it. Sold that for 30. Definitely look up Tamagotchi. Some of them do really well. Also a Cuisinart chopping blade. Not the best picture because of the shadowing here, but this comes out of the larger Cuisinart, the DLC7. This is just the blade. This spins inside there obviously to chop stuff up. I bought the whole unit for 12 or 15, something like, or maybe 10 or 15. And I sold just this piece for 25, and it usually sells within a couple of days. 2 yearbooks. I bought $5 a piece at the same estate sale where I bought that Cuisinart, and put these two together, listed them from Woodlands, California. It's a military academy there, or school there. Sold them for 65 within like 3 days, so that was super awesome. Yearbooks, you got to be careful. They are long tail. You got to find the right person. You really don't want to spend a ton of money unless you know someone super famous is in there. That can make yearbooks valuable if there's a yearbook for a famous athlete, an actress, a politician, something like that, especially if they happen to sign it as a kid in there. That's even better. So, other ones will be bought depending if someone collects or maybe they went to school that year. So you can make money. Like I said, these two for 65. I bought a bunch of Sega Genesis games. I love selling video games, especially the cartridge ones. Paid $15 for like 12 or 15 games. Sold this one for 10 out of that lot. Here's a Syracuse Scout knife. I actually took a best offer of 15. It didn't sell for 20. I had paid $5 for 2 Scout knives, this one and another one, and I sold this one for 15. I think the other one either sold, it might have sold, I'm not sure. It might have sold in October, but did okay there. Microsoft Office, these used to be a gold mine. You get like $65 used for it. Now it's down to 15. I had paid like $4 I think for these, or $3 maybe. And I ended up selling this one for 15, and I sold another one later for 16. Not really worth buying anymore. This is a large horse saddle for one of the large the tat horses that a doll could ride, a large doll could ride. The saddle I had and a lot of horse stuff I had bought, and I wasn't even planning on selling it, but I happened to just look it up for some reason, and it was worth something, and it sold for $15 in like 3 hours, so that was pretty cool. Polaroid, One Step Express, not as good as some of the other Polaroids I sell. This one also had a couple of issues, but sold it for 20 bucks. Polaroids are something to look for. You want the instant film ones, the one that spit the film out. Usually the ones that are worth more money are the Polaroid 600 variety, not the Spectra or anything like that. You want the 600. So there is money there. Always it's worth looking up a Polaroid. Cuisinart work bowl cover here. This has the lid basically that goes over the bowl, and then here's where the pusher goes in at the top. It's from that big one that I bought, or a different big one that I bought, and this one sold for $35 just for the lid. So it's awesome. Parting out Cuisinarts, I recommend it if you find one, especially the bigger ones. You could spend $10 on a whole unit, and you could sell the parts for more than you could sell the whole unit for on eBay. That's how crazy it is. So $35. Also, I've noticed that some of my Cuisinart stuff has gone global shipping program, so it's probably worth putting it on there because I think I've sold 3 or 4 different pieces global shipping program, so they're buying it too. Sorry. This is a Royal Designs by Morton Studio. I don't know a lot about it. I just happened to see it at a estate sale. It was $8. It was not half off, unfortunately, but saw there was a couple little cracks to the paint. I wasn't really 100% sure on it, but looked it up and saw that some of their stuff was doing well, especially horse stuff. Picked it up for $8, sold it on the best offer for $50. Got a long message from the lady that she wanted it packed X, Y, and Z way. I did oblige her request. She said she's done it before, and some sellers have had some issues. She'd really appreciate it. So I took the time to do it. It didn't cost me anything extra. I had all the right packing material. I just packed it in this. She didn't want bubble wrap directly on the horse. She wanted like foam on the horse first and then bubble wrap around it, I guess, so the bubble wrap sometimes can melt or something and pull the paint is what she was saying. So I did it the way she wanted, shipped it out to her. I think it cost like 10 or 12 bucks to ship it, and which was still a good deal for what I paid. And she left me a beautiful message about how much she appreciates what I've done. The packing was the best she's ever seen. She's wasn't trying to be mean or offend me. She hopes I wasn't offended. She just wants to make sure, you know, the item gets protected. So honestly, when you first get it, it is a little like, okay, lady, I know what to do. But in reality, if she's buying especially a collectible or something higher end, you know, and they have a certain way they want it packed, it's better to pack it. If it's not completely unreasonable, it's better to pack it that way, so that way if they do get it, one, they're happy with you too. And if something did happen, you can say, hey, I packed it exactly the way you wanted it to. Versus you doing something and then something gets damaged and now you got a return or a partial return or something like that. So it might be worth it if you can oblige. And if not, and if it's too crazy unreasonable and they're demanding it, then maybe ask to cancel the sale if they don't want to go through. But in this case, it did work out. I was glad I did it and made some money on that. So pretty cool. Suzuki hat. I think I sold this for $17 on a best offer. Paid 50 cents for a bunch of Suzuki and Jeep hats a while back and sold that one for 17, so that was awesome. Little video game, Miss Pac-Man for 7, not really much to say, not a ton of profit. I will say sell video games usually, and printer ink are probably the 2 things I sell that I'll sell for pretty cheap. Like I'll go down to $5 on them these days. If I can sell them and I'm either buying a whole bunch of one kind or it's not going to take me long to list it, I might do it. Other stuff, it's not worth my time. But so I probably make like $1.50 or $2 on that game. It was something I had lying around. Like these, I wouldn't sell these again. Monopoly, I took a Lord of the Rings Monopoly. It was not complete, so I parted it out. I sold the cards for $5. They were on sale, I think, maybe $4.49 or something like that. But it was not the best deal, so not really worth my time. If you are going to piece out Monopoly games, really the best thing to do is probably take the pewter. I hope they're pewter. Little pieces and sell those depending on the game because people will buy those in a whole lot or sell them separately. And then if you have the other stuff, either bundle it all together and sell all the cards and the money and everything else for like a flat fee of $14.99 or something, probably than just parting it out like this because you don't make a lot per sale. So that would be my tip for that. Another Microsoft Office, this one for 16, but again, not really worth buying, so probably don't waste your time unless you're getting it for free. A couple of DVDs here that I bought from the DVD lot. Some of you may have seen the video. It was really awesome. I bought 40 something dollars worth of DVD TV series and a couple of CD stuff. They were $1 each at a sale. Most of them were sealed. There were a few that weren't. Grey's Anatomy was not sealed, but I sold the second and third season for 10. I paid 2. This was also in that lot. It's a Doom Collector's Edition for the PC, sealed, but it's got a couple of holes in the back side of the seal. Paid $1, sold that for 45, so super awesome there. Another Tamagotchi for 27. If you look at the screen, there's a little line, kind of something's wrong with the screen. It does the little toy works, but there was a little defect to the screen. I probably could have got more like 40 for it if it didn't have that, but still got 27. Sirocco, they made a lot of stuff like decorative stuff for the house. This was a Sirocco nautical clock. It did not work. Super nice though, had like an eagle on the top. I ended up, sorry, that was my cat. I ended up paying $5 for this. Sold it for 40 and it shipped to somewhere in California. I got lucky because I had lowered the price too much, where if it would have gone to New York with free shipping, it would have burned me. But it went somewhere in California, so it only cost like $7 to ship it. So, and the person did give me good feedback, so that was cool. Another Sega game, Aladdin, super cool for $10. It's out of that $15 lot. Another Polaroid. I don't know why this. See, they should use the other picture here because this one got a little blurry. But Sun 600, that one sold for $30 to my usual camera buyer. These are the Polaroids you want to look for. Sun 600 always sells, $30 shipped. If you want to know how to ship it, priority padded envelope with a couple bubble wraps around the Polaroid, shove it in the envelope and send it off. Works every time. Scotty Cameron putter cover, $2 at a garage sale. Scotty Cameron makes high-end golf putters. They have putter covers too that are actually worth something because people do collect them. If you find a Scotty Cameron club, you got to be careful. There are fakes, but if you find the club, they can be worth money. And even the putter covers are worth money. $29 for this little cover right here. Okay, Project Runway from that $1 DVD lot. That one sold for $10. It is sealed. Happy Halloween, Disney type shirt here. Paid $1 or $2 for this, I think, and it ended up selling for $16 on a best offer, so that wasn't too bad. Sold right before Halloween too, so pretty cool. Cuisinart, this one I bought for $7 at a Goodwill, and this piece sold for $12, so that was pretty awesome. The Callaway club here paid $4 for this, I think. Sold for $22, shipped for like $8. Not a whole lot of profit here, and it's lasted a long time. You can see it's an older listing. The person did give me good feedback. Golf clubs are really particular. It was left-handed for one. It's not the greatest brand, and it is an older model, so you got to be careful with clubs. I probably wouldn't sell that one again. You got an Airlines patch for $10. These, you got to look out for these WWE belts, Jakks Pacific. This one was $5, sold it for $24. I find these periodically. Just sold one this week too, a different one. But you want the foam ones. They are for kids. The black part is usually foam, and there's different champions. Like this one's the WWE champion from Monday Night Raw. You want to find out what it is, listen to the title, and some of them sell better than others. Travis Matthew, good brand polo shirt. Had the MGM Grand logo on here. Really, you don't want the logos on them. It usually devalues it a little bit unless it's something crazy, but still got $23. Crash Nitro cart for $11. That was pretty cool. Paid $2, so made a little bit of money there. This did not sell for $130. I wish it did. That would have been cool, but these also came from that yearbook lot I had bought. These were $1 for the whole stack. They're little junior high yearbooks, basically. They're all paper, though. These ones, I took a best offer of $55. I listed them high because I had no idea what they'd go for. I had a guy come in at 30, and then he waited a week, and I had counted him with like 70, and he waited a week, and he'd like wait a week. You know, he'd send me another offer like a week later. He wouldn't respond right away, but he finally said, "Hey, I'll do 55 if you can do it. It's more than I want to pay, but I really want these for my collection. I collect stuff from Van Nuys, the Van Nuys area." So I shipped them, sold them to him. I don't know what he does, but hopefully he enjoys them. So that was pretty cool. This was awesome because I never buy video games from this thrift store. They just never have any. It's very hit or miss there, and with video games, it's always miss. Found this one sealed for $2, $2.50 or $2. Sold it on sale for like $18.49. So that was awesome. I was super stoked about that. Keep moving into the camera error. Sorry. This is another Cuisinart bowl from that same lot. Sold that for $33. $5 for this HP 60 ink. Again, the shadowing is not good. I'm trying to fix all my pictures. Usually it's just because it's late at night when I'm doing all the pictures and I'm getting tired and lazy. And I guess it's not good because the stuff keeps selling even with not the best pictures. So it even motivates me less to keep changing them. But I am doing a couple things different to make it look a little better. So it has improved, but I gotta get like some of the other people on eBay who are really killing it with the photo game. There's even people who don't even sell near as much as me but have like amazing photos, and I need to get to that level because there's no doubt that for some people, you know, the photo means everything. I mean, obviously if you look at this, you can see what it is, you can look at all the photos, see the expiration, but for some people they'll go to one that gravitate to one who has a better photo. So it could potentially affect the sale for sure. So I got to work on that. But this one was a $5 buy at a thrift store. I honestly think it's not a real thrift store. I think it's some kind of cover for some illegal activity because they never have any customers. It's the same stuff that's been in there for like 2 years now. I walk in, they don't even really care. It's almost like they don't want me to buy anything. They're like, oh, you know, they don't talk to you. They just kind of like want to shoo you away. Happened to find this though in a pile of stuff. I didn't see it last time, and ended up no prices, and they always want cash, and $5, so I bought it. But it's still sold for 21, so pretty cool. But that thrift store seems like it's not legit. So I still go there though because every once in a while I'll pull something out of there. They do get, I guess, a couple of new inventory things, so I have made some money off them. GameCube for $55. Paid $8 for the cube. Did not come with the controller, but did come with the cords, I believe. Cleaned it up. It does work. Threw a controller with it. Got $55 for it. No, actually got $49.49 or whatever it was. It was sold on sale, 10% off. So that's not too bad. $48.49 maybe is what it was. Not too bad though. That's like I had $8 invested, and it probably cost $12 to ship it. So 20 into 48. We don't make a ton, but with video games, I'm okay if my margins are a little bit smaller as long as I'm still bringing in the money because I'm pretty confident when I buy them what I can make off them. Doesn't look as good with the orange controller though. Unfortunately, I didn't have a silver one to go with it, so that was kind of a bummer. Another Genesis game from that lot, $9, so that's a total of 29 so far in sales. We had paid 15. Logitech mouse, MX700. These Logitech wireless, some of them do sell. This one I paid $1 for. It did sell for 28. When I bought it, it was in a bag, Ziploc. I didn't really pay attention to it too much, but if you can see where my mouse is, hopefully it's showing up on the video, these little side portions where your hands would grip. It has like a rubber there. It was all melty and sticky. It was disgusting, and I couldn't get it off. I tried to wipe it, tried to clean it with a cleaning wipe. Nothing would work. I was about ready to give up, and then we thought rubbing alcohol. So I took some rubbing alcohol on a a paper towel and kind of rubbed it in a little bit and let it sit, and then I rubbed it off again, and before I knew it, it rubbed all the sticky stuff off and it was smooth. It still had rubber there enough where I could grip, but it was smooth, no sticky, no residue, and now it was a perfectly working mouse. So it would have been unsellable probably like that, or at least not sold for a ton, turned into a $28 sale. So definitely a little tip if they have little rubber things or on controllers, try some rubbing alcohol. It worked wonders. Video game, Super Nintendo from one of the lots I had bought that sold for 18. It has Sharpie here. Don't be turned away if a game's got damage or the label's peeling, especially if the game has value anyways, then there could be money there even if it's got damage. Vintage Mahjong set or whatever set. This was not a good buy. I paid 15 bucks, thought it would be something cool because some of them do sell us. If you look it up, you can see the ones that are worth money. This one's not one of those. Paid 15, sold it for 50, shipped it for 12. I mean, I made money on it. I definitely didn't lose, but it took forever. Not the greatest picture for one, and the thing weighs a ton. Luckily, it just barely squeezed into a medium flat rate box. Otherwise, I would have been in big trouble because that thing weighs a lot of weight to have to ship it, you know, especially with free shipping. So, not something I would buy, but there are some of these sets that can go for huge money. Look them up, like 150, 200 bucks easy for a used set, so that's pretty cool. Harry Potter toy, love this thing. It was $1 from this storage unit buyer. He always has little garage sales periodically, and it's just kind of all chaos. which is what I like to do. I like to look around when it's not that organized. One, because they don't really know what they have, and two, because there's a lot of money that can be made um, because they don't know where everything is, and you never know what you're going to find. You know, you can dig around in a box, and some people don't want to dig through, and you'll dig through and find gems. This was in a box. It was only $1. Sold it for 15. Didn't make a ton, but super cool little toy I found. Offer up purchase, Osborne. These are like leather punches. There are 8 of them. I paid 20 or 25 for these. Sold them on a best offer for 90 bucks. I know nothing about these. And if there's anything I want to tell you guys about eBay is you have to take a step out of your comfort zone. If you don't, you will lose out on money. I'm not saying jump in every single niche there is out there. I'm just saying that you need to take the time to sometimes branch out, especially when you're looking at something like Facebook, OfferUp. You know, you're not always going to find video games or always going to find printer ink or whatever you're looking for on there. People post all kinds of stuff. And on there, you have the luxury of being hopefully on your phone or at home. You can look it up and see and do some research before you message them. But if you're afraid to take a step, you might lose money. Obviously, do your best to be informed, but sometimes you got to take a chance. Like I said, who knows about leather punches? Probably most of you don't. I didn't. But for $20 or 25, I ended up selling them for 90 on a best offer. That's like at least $40 of profit when it's all said and done for a $20 or $25 investment. So that was awesome. That's my little motivational speaking for the video. Oh, here's another thing that was pretty cool too. Bible. If you don't know, I sell Bibles a lot. Not a lot of people do, but some people do. Some people know. Some people don't feel comfortable. Some people just don't know enough about them. Most Bibles are not worth anything, just like with anything. Video games, most video games aren't worth anything. It's certain things that are. You have to know your stuff. I found this one on OfferUp for $10. First of all, I saw the sword on the front, and I knew it was a spiritual warfare Bible, and I'm like, okay, you got my interest here. It was in great shape. The person listed, they had it at 25 first. I messaged them about 2 weeks before I bought it and said, would you take 10? And they said no. And they lowered the price to 15 about a week later, and they said it's 15 now. And I said, no, it's okay. And then about 3 days later, we'll take it for 10 if you want it. And I said, sure. So I went and met him on a Sunday, picked it up at a grocery store, met the husband there for 10 bucks. There was one that was similar to this listed, and it had sold for 50 with bids, I think, but it was edition 1. This one I sold best off for 70 bucks to someone and paid 10, so that's pretty good profit there. With Bibles, though, you got to know there's certain things you're looking for, so look up the Bible. Your typical one that's sitting in a pew at a church, probably not great. You usually want something special. You want reference editions. You want big letters. You want red letter editions. You want something to make it, or big print, I should say, something to make it different, or study Bibles or concordances. You need something else aside from just a New King James Holy Bible that would sit in a pew at church. You probably want something more. Also, don't pay. I paid 10 for this one. This is a very specific one. I would not pay 10 for most Bibles. I used to sell the family ones, the big, large ones. They haven't been selling as well either. You want something, usually the smaller ones. You want, if they're leather and the person's got a name on the front, chances are it was a higher end one, so feel free to take a look at those. I have sold them with people's names on them as well. This was a return, kind of a bummer. Sold it for 70, paid 10. 30 days later, get a message. No longer works. Some line pops up when you're using the camera. Obviously, I can't really verify if that. I tested it, but all of a sudden it's not working. He sent it all back, all in the same condition. The strap was still wrapped up. The tape was never used, so I'm not sure. I haven't even retested it yet. I just refunded the guy, so I gotta go see if it does work or not. And if it doesn't, I'll try to sell it for parts. Gargoyles from that Genesis lot, $19. Colony Wars, had this sitting on my computer desk for a long time. Thought I had listed it, and I just hadn't put it away yet. And then I realized I hadn't listed it. I paid $1 for it. Sold it for $10 in like a day, so that was awesome. Mario Kart game, $11 for the Game Boy Advance. WWE Judgment shirt, paid $3 for this at a thrift store. I sold it for $18. Wrestling shirts do sell. WWE shirts. You usually want older ones, and hopefully one that's either dedicated to a certain event that happened or a certain wrestler. But you don't want to pay a ton. I wouldn't pay probably more than $3 or $4 for them, because usually they're going to sell for like 10 to 20, somewhere in there, for used shirts. This was also a return. Kind of a bummer on this one. Paid $6 for this, and sold at a thrift store. Sold it for 40. The lady had it for 22 days, I think. Told me all of a sudden doesn't work, so I accepted the return. Obviously, got it back. So I don't know if you guys heard that. Some guy who thinks it's cool to drive really fast in a residential area. This was these are night vision goggles, and I got the return. No strap. No strap, and the bag had a sticker on there. You can kind of see it maybe in this picture here. That's gone too. Didn't really look exactly like mine. Looked a little different. Asked the lady, she said, no, it's yours. My daughter took the strap off to use for her camera because it was the perfect fit, and we peeled the sticker off. Well, it's possibly peel the sticker off. That makes sense, and I guess you take the strap off, but if you're returning it, why would you not return it with the strap? I told her that's that's not okay. You got to send it back to me. She said just refund me, or take off $5 or $6 and give me the rest. So I just did that. I just reduced the refund and let her keep the strap. I'll resell it broken for parts. I think she actually switched it out. I don't think it's mine because it didn't look exactly like mine, but I can't really prove it. So I just said whatever. I'm not going to mess around with her. I'll just give her the money. I'll take off the $5 or $6 and we'll move on. It's not worth it. But these Jack Pacific night vision goggles do well. So these shoes were $3. Nike Air Max 360s. Got these from the storage unit guy. They were definitely a little beat up, but they still had life left. The treads on the bottom were still good. I sold them for $35 on a best offer, and for $3, and I think it shipped for like $8 or something. So there's plenty of money to be made there. HP 61 ink, $16. Or no, I took a best offer of 15. It's from an ink buyer. He only pays, I guess, 15 for 61. So he said, would I do 15? I had it 15, and I just sent him replied with the offer of 15, and he accepted. Phoenix Suns t-shirt, love this. It's a beautiful t-shirt. Not the best picture, but the beautiful shirt. Paid $2, sold it for 25. This is a DonJoy therapy pad with a wrap. It goes to one of those ice water pumps that pumps your, if you have like an injury, you'd put the wrap around there and it'll pump cold water through. It is, I've sold a bunch of these. You got to be careful selling health and medical stuff because you can get them pulled. I have gotten a couple pulled before, but this one did not. It sold for 28 bucks. I had paid 10 for the whole setup. It was missing the power cord. Somehow I did not see that, so I had to order a power cord for 7. Then it turned out the whole thing didn't work, even with the new power cord. The power cord worked, but the pump wouldn't work. So I decided to piece it out, and I sold this for 28. I still have the bucket, the lid, and no, I don't have the bucket. I have the lid, and I had a couple other pieces that sold, which I'll show you in a second. I think they're in this video. This is a casino wear shirt. Sold this twice already. Got returns because it actually is an extra large, but it fits more like a medium large. It's an older shirt. People returned it. Even though I had the measurements in the listing, they all saw extra large, which is in my title, and they assumed it would fit, and it didn't. I did get restocking fees back on this one, and they were super cool about the return. Both of them said they were disappointed in that they love the shirt, just won't fit them. So I ended up relisting. I said I can't do this anymore because the size issue. I listed it for medium large instead, and I put the measurements in. And I put clearly that the tag shows extra large, but it does not fit like an extra large. It sold for 30, and it did arrive and no return finally. So that was cool. This was $2. It was a Bosch battery charger for a drill. Picked this up in a thrift store that we have. That's kind of almost to me like a salvage thrift store. It's like everything that hasn't sold, kind of like the Goodwill bins, so to speak, but trashier, which if that's even possible. It's just real dirty in there, but I go in there for the electronics and the books usually because sometimes you can find stuff in there and it's all like $1 a piece or $2. This one was actually sitting in a pile of stuff on a table, and I asked the people if it was anybody's, and they said no, it wasn't anybody's. Someone had obviously dug it out of the electronics box. So I grabbed this and a couple other things from their pile, and this sold for 37. So that was awesome. Nike shirt right here, paid $5, $5.99 for this. Sold it for 37 to my friend. I didn't even know he was going to buy it. He bought it one day. I used to play a lot video games with this kid back in the day. So if he's watching, thank you. I appreciate it. He never got back to me if he liked it or if he wanted to return it or what, but he didn't even. If he really wanted, I would have gave him a better deal. But either way, I appreciate it. He's a nice guy. I miss him a lot. So that was cool to have a friend buy something. This one got returned. Nast extra large. Kind of a great pattern, I thought. The guy said he liked the shirt, just didn't fit well. It was about 21 days after the purchase. I did obviously allow the return. There was a restocking fee, which he was cool with. I recommend restocking fees, especially on clothes, because if it's a sizing issue and you put measurements, then you can charge the restocking fee. And if it's at 20%, it'll recover some of those costs, especially if you did free shipping. So I'll relist this, and I'm sure I'll get 35 plus. I paid 5, so I'm not worried. This sold before Halloween, a little lion costume, sold it for 15, paid $1, so that was cool, got good feedback. More DVDs from that lot. They're actually sealed. I put like new because I couldn't get the barcodes to log into the system to sell them as new. So 4 of those, that's $4 for 45. Awesome. Another Super Nintendo game, Warrior Woods, for $10. Trying to get you through this, guys. Rocket Power for $4.99. The lowest I'll probably sell a video game for, but it did sell. I don't think I paid anything for it, though. Another Night Vision, a different one by Jakks Pacific, but it is a Night Vision one. This one did work. I paid $3 for this at a Salvation Army. We were going out to dinner for a birthday party for my sister-in-law, and on the way there, I took a stop off because we had a little bit of time, hit this thrift store, and found just this right here. This thing for $3 and sold it for 43. So look out for Jakks Pacific. They also make those wrestling belts that I sell and a couple other things, but look for their night vision goggles. They do really well. Barbie DVDs, paid $5, sold them for 18. Wouldn't buy them again probably unless they were cheaper. Got good feedback on them though. The person was super happy, but yeah, I probably won't buy. I don't really sell too many kids DVDs anymore. They're not worth as much as they used to be. Sony Walkman, I paid $1 for this at a garage sale. It did not work. It powered on, but it would not spin the little thing that plays the cassette, but I could hear the motor running inside. Sold it broken for $55. This is the WM41 model numbers or everything with Sony. This is the Walkman, this cassette one that does really well. So that was cool. These also go to that Donjoy. I remember I told you I'd show you later. These were 2 pieces that connect into the hose. Since I couldn't use the hose part that connected to the main bucket part, I ripped these off, just pulled them out. It didn't break anything. You just can pull them out. There's only one that ever sold for. It sold for $8. No one else has listed one, at least that I could see recently or that was currently listed. So I took them both off and listed them for $19. They sold within a few days, and I did get good feedback. So that was awesome. Remember, if you buy something, if there's value in it normally working, there might be value in it broken. You saw that with the Sony Walkman, and you saw that this Donjoy thing didn't work, so I parted it out to make money. Same with the Cuisinarts. I part those out, even though if it does work, I'll still part it out. There is money to be made in stuff that might be broken, or sometimes even if it works, there's more money in parting it out. So do your research. Don't give up on a sale. If you bought something and it has value working, especially if it has good value working, chances are broken, it might have some value too, so it might be worth listing, even if it just recovers some of your costs. Dalmatians game, bought this while I was on vacation in Washington for $2, sold that for 14. Another college jersey, USC Trojans for 25. Happy about that. Panasonic Epilator. Hopefully that's how you pronounce it. It says 20, but I think I paid 12 or 14 for it. Sold it on the best offer for 50. I actually went to Canada. The person bought it, paid. It was global shipping. Actually, they bought it. They left me a huge message about that was their first ever online purchase, and they loved it. They appreciate it. I guess there was a small issue. I listed it as unused. It didn't seem to be used, but they said there's a cap that covers it, and when they took the cap off, I guess one of the little clips that holds it in was broken. But they said it wasn't a big deal, and they were super happy. So, didn't make a ton on it, but we did okay. So, and I avoided a good feedbacks or a bad feedback with that little broken part, so that was cool. 6 PSP games, paid $5 for these when I bought a couple of other things. These actually were a couple of good games. Battlefront's in here. Kingdom Hearts is in here. What else is in here? Blade Dancer. There's a Marvel game. Lego Star Wars. I forgot what this one is. But sold them for $30. So that's cool. Most PSP games aren't worth a lot, but there are some that are worth a little bit. Another Polaroid for $25. Pretty cool there. Washington Forge Mardi Gras. if you remember the Mardi Gras name when you're looking at flatware, they usually have a colored handle, as you can see, hopefully right here. They have a blue one, a black one. They call it mauve, I think, or pink, something like that. I think they may have a white one too, and this ugly yellow one. Um, I sold this for 16. I think I paid $2 for it. I knew the brand, and this is one of the larger pieces. Usually they have, knives and forks and stuff. I just found a large serving fork that's the same color that goes exactly with this, so I'm gonna list it. Hopefully, I paid $1.50 for it, so hopefully I'll get 15 plus for it too. So that's pretty cool. Cricut or Cricut personal cutter. This one I paid 20 for. Sold it for 90. It did come with three plus one other cartridge that was open. It just had the little cartridge and the little thing in there. This little mat was kind of beat up though, so that didn't really sell well. And on that one, $90. It cost 20 to ship it, so I made a little bit of money. It's $50 after fees. Who knows? 9, 16. Probably made like 24, 25, $30 after fees, so not too bad. A bunch of jerseys I had bought. The top three I had bought, probably paid $1 each or two, maybe $2 for one of them. They all got stained or were damaged, stuff I didn't see. The three bottom ones I bought in a set together for $25 or $20 for all three of them. And one of them had a stain, and two of them they were either washed wrong or they're very cheap jerseys. They're not official, or something was off with them. I wasn't happy with them. So I listed them all together in a lot and said they were damaged jerseys with cracking and stuff, and I sold them all for a best offer of 30. So I probably lost a little bit of money, but that's okay. Again, if you have product that's not going to sell or has flaws, you can still make your money back. I made most of it back here. I was about to donate these, and I would have been in the hole probably, $25 in total. Instead, I probably was in the hole just a few dollars on this. So for me, that's definitely worth it. Azure Dreams, Azure, I'm not sure, but it's a dream game. It sold for 21. I think I paid 50 cents for that or something. Some more books from the Christian book lot I had bought. Sold those for 7. I'm running out of those, which is good because they're not all the good ones have already sold. Wii Sports Resort, another great game. Sold that for 12. Radica Solitaire, look for the big screen ones. One that you want them to actually physically have a big screen, but they may say big screen on it. Those ones by Radica do the best. Epson Ink for $7. I told you I will sell these. This was in a lot that I bought. Game Boy Advance SP, broken, paid $5. I knew it was broken when I bought it, but it was a kid that was selling it. He sold me that Mario Kart I sold earlier for an extra $1, and ended up selling this for $20 broken. American Eagle jeans for 15. Nothing special about those. New England Patriots, horrible picture because my old system did not go high enough for where I wanted to hang stuff. This was a hoodie that I paid $4 for while on vacation. My brother actually found it and I bought it. Sold it for $28 though. Old school Patriots logo stuff does well. Here's the big boy. Paid $40 or $40 or 40. I think $40 for all these phones. They were from a working environment. A guy's business had changed the phones. Sorry, my cat's making noise. The business had changed the phones, and I got all 5 of these for $40. I listed them for $249. Got a best offer of $180, which I accepted. And right after that, that same buyer bought these 3, which I had bought for $8, separate sale. These ones had no power cords, but they were all AT&T phones. I couldn't test them. These were listed previously. He bought all these for $50, so $230 combined. I had paid $48. It took about 10 days for him to pay. I kept sending him. I sent him a couple things. He didn't say anything. I was about to go ahead and cancel the order, and I sent him a message. And I said, "Hey, I know you bought these. If you need more time, I completely understand. But if honestly you're not intending to buy them, I'll go ahead and cancel the order. That we can both move on." He finally paid at like 2 days after that. I was about to cancel, but something told me just give him a little more time. Didn't want to aggravate him too much because it was a big sale if he did end up buying it. But he bought it. I ended up shipping it for like $12 or something for everything because he was going pretty close. And for $48 plus $12 shipping, I sold it for $230. Huge sale. Business phones do well. Look up the models. If you can't test them, make sure you list them as untested, but people will buy them. Cisco is a really good brand. You can sell Avaya ones, AT&T. Just look them up. There can be money there. Dolphins towel. This came out of $5 Dolphins like fan box I had bought. Sold a and there were also some Tennessee Volunteers stuff, oddly enough, in there. But I sold this Dolphins thing for 35 bucks. Super cool 1988 bath towel. It has stains on the white part pretty much all the way down. I guess I'd probably say I paid $2 for it, maybe out of the 5, maybe $1, and it sold for 35 bucks. Another Jack specific night vision goggles. These ones were broken though. I paid $5 for these. Lady said they worked, brought them home. They didn't work at all. Sold them for 25 with free shipping. So still made money back, but they did not work. A little lure here. Paid $1 for this. Sold it for 13. BKE jeans. They sell pretty well for me. Usually for exactly at $25 with free shipping. So if I can get them for 5 or so, I'll buy them and then try to sell them for 25. So they do okay. Wrangler Aztec shirt. Some of the old Wrangler stuff does better, the pearl snaps, especially the black ones. This is a good Aztec look. So paid $3 or $4, sold it for 23. Resident Evil 4 for PlayStation 2, sold that for 10, just kind of a bread and butter game. 15 bucks I paid for these vampire books from OfferUp. Metal Idiot Subway to pick them up. Sold them for $60 in about a week or two, so that was pretty cool. Books do well. You want book lots of the same author or the same series, but you don't want to pay too much. These were paperbacks, so usually paperbacks are not as desirable, but still got 60 bucks. Nerf clips, 5 of them, sold those for 18. These go to the Nerf guns. I paid $2 for a Nerf gun with all these clips and sold those for 18. Another Genesis game for 9. This was a varsity letter I found in the patches I had bought. I sold it for 10. Nothing about it. It was used previously, but got 10 bucks for it. This was something I thought would be good. I bought this years ago, 2 years ago maybe. Paid $1. It's a Fiesta Halloween zombie plush. Paid $1. Had the tag. It was super cool looking. I thought someone would want it for Halloween. It's just sad and sad. I think I started at like $100 or best offer, and it's sad and it's sad and it's sad all the way down to $24.99 or best offer. Someone offered me $22 and I accepted. Shipped it for like $7 or $8 maybe. Made a little bit of money on it, but thought it would be better. But Halloween stuff does sell. This just not one of those things to look out for. 42 minutes, guys. I'm trying to get through it. I do apologize. Toe Jam and Earl, though, $18. Sega Genesis. If you are winning, there's a couple of more good items left if you can hold on. Canon Pixma ink. Paid $15 for these on Facebook Marketplace. Someone's printer crashed. She was selling her old ink. I bought it all for 15 bucks and sold it for 60. Some Affliction jeans, 25 bucks. It's about what you can get for Affliction, so not too bad there. Final Fight. Paid $2.50. Sold it for 11. Wowie Light Strike. Look up Light Strike. The guns sell really well. These were the targets. I sold those for 15. Here we go. Sony handheld. You guys probably saw this in the video. Cassette recorder. Sealed. A little damage to the box. Goodwill by my house. $7.99 in the glass. Well, I could see it from the door when I walked in. I knew it was Sony. Didn't know the exact model, but I knew if it was sealed, it was worth money. And it was. Got it for $7.99. She put it behind the counter for me, came back, bought some other stuff, and I sold it on a best offer for $190. I did get good feedback. So one of my better sales ever, really, honestly, for an $8 purchase. Love finding that stuff. Robert Graham paid $5, sold it for 37. Game Boy Advance SP, this one I bought for 15. It came with a bunch of gunk on here, like some kind of case cover on there. I had to peel it off and get it kind of even damaged the color a little bit, but I still got 44 bucks for it. Hammerhead jacket. This is an old crappy listing. Sold it for $10. Someone wanted it for their child. I don't know why, but I think I paid $4 or $5 and sold it for 10, so would never buy that again. But the other Sony thing that sold, this is the other big one. Paid $3 for this in a garage sale. This is why I also like to get out at garage sales, even if it looks like there's not much. If there's a couple of boxes to look through, I'll take a chance. And this one, there was a girl with a bunch of her little toys out and some girl clothes, a big pile of it, what looked like women's clothes that I don't usually sell, and there were 3 plastic bins along the driveway. I said, I'm going to go out. First I said, I'll just drive by. Then something said, Cameron, get out of the car and go look. And I got out of the car, looked in the box. There was a sealed Sony Walkman for $3, which I bought. Sold on the best offer for 155 or 150, I forgot, and shipped it out. So another awesome thing, sealed Sony. But again, if you see a couple of boxes, it might be worth taking a chance, because not every time you're going to hit, but sometimes there could be a gem there that everybody else is passing up on too. Men's Zegna, these were like corduroy style pants, paid $7, sold them for 25 on the best offer. Just wanted to get rid of them. Some more ink, bought this in a bag for like $10 for a bunch of different kind of ink, and this one sold for 40. Paid $3 for this Plantronics Bluetooth, sold it for $26. It was brand new in the packaging, paid $3. Same sale, I bought this ink for $4, and I sold this for $31. These were in that same package where that Canon ink was that I paid $10 for. This was all in there as well, and I sold these for $60 for 6 cartridges. These were in that same cartridge, yeah, with that ink. These were in there as well, and I sold these for $19, same buyer. 4 Innova disc golf things here. These were picked up for $5. Sold these for $25. Eureka filter, sold that for $12. Paid $2 or $3, not really worth it. Same with these quantum pads. I think I paid $1 a piece a long time ago, and I sold them for $16. Still could be money there if you buy them cheap enough, but Quantum's not really the one you want. The Leap ones seem to do a little bit better. This blue PSP, all those Sega Genesis games you saw, I paid $15 for those at the same sale the same guy was buying them from. I asked him if he had anything else. He said he had a blue PSP, but it needed a new battery. I said I'd give him $5 for it. It came with one game and this, and it didn't have a charger either. So I bought a charger and a battery together. I think it was $8. It did work, and I sold the whole thing for $85. So, again, if something doesn't work, don't hesitate to buy it to sell. Even if it was broken, I could have sold it, but or you can always buy chargers and stuff. And if the item turns out to not work, just save the charger for the next one you buy. Medieval for PS1, sold that for $32. Had a couple bucks in that. It's a really good game to look out for. Paid $1 for this Nintendogs 3DS game, sold it for $18. Some WowWee Light Strike Laser Vest. These ones came in a Mercari pickup for $16 with those things, those targets, and these ones I sold for $32. They had no battery covers. And that is it, guys. That's the end. Longer than normal. I appreciate your patience. If you made it this far, you are awesome. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoy. I'm sorry it's a month late, really almost 2 months late, because we're already in November here, but just life kind of got away from me there. But I hope you enjoy. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hope you guys are doing well. Take care.